Hello and welcome to your own YouTube channel, Movies Basket. Today, I will take you through an actual life story of the youngest and bravest warrior of World War II known as Soldier Boy. This movie starts in Russia, in which a family of three are sitting down near the river and relishing their leisure time. The youngest of them, Sergei Aleshkov, is sitting on the top of a tree. All of a sudden we see some German fighter planes hovering overhead. The mother asks her kids to hide in the bushes ASAP. However, the youngest boy boasts that he is not afraid and knocks down a few of those jets with his slingshot. Post this incident, when he looks around, he finds his family nowhere. Now the scene shifts where Sergei wakes up scared from the dream and calls for his mother. Then he hears that someone is knocking on the door. Expecting this to be his mother, he runs towards it, but it's a woman from the neighborhood. She hugs him and thanks God for keeping him alive. When Sergei asks about his mother, she tells him that his mother and brother are now no more. The little boy cannot understand what she is saying, and wants to stay in the house to wait for his mother. Just then some gunshots are heard outside. The woman tells him that the Germans have attacked them and that he should run away. Just then, some soldiers break into their house. The woman somehow manages to make Sergei run out through the window, but unfortunately couldn't save herself and is shot dead before she can join him. As Sergei runs away from the house, he sees his whole neighborhood burning behind him and everyone is running here and there to save their lives. The little 6-year-old is now on his own and runs away from there. After running for a while, he finds himself in the middle of the woods. That frightened little darling starts calling his mother to come and get him, but no one is there to help him. Completely exhausted, Sergei couldn't bear it any longer and fell asleep in the forest itself. The following morning, he is drinking water from a river, when the enemy soldiers approach there. After seeing them, Sergei quickly hides himself inside a tree's roots. These soldiers take a halt there and start eating their food. Suddenly, he sees a snake just inches close to him and gets scared, but doesn't utter a word or run away. Sergei knows very well that soldiers are more dangerous than the snake and any silly mistake can put him in danger. After a while the soldiers finish their food and depart from that place. After which Sergei takes their leftover food and runs towards the jungle. By the end of the day, the little boy is totally exhausted. He hasn't had a proper meal in 2 days, still somehow managing to walk ahead. While on his way, he sees wild berries and eats them. Just then, an explosion occurs behind him. This sudden shock is unbearable for the kid, hence he starts to hallucinate that someone is chasing him. However, even in such conditions, he doesn't lose his temper. He picks a stick and tells that imaginary person that he has a rifle and is not afraid of anyone. This scene is seemingly quite funny. After a few moments he staggers forward but due to weakness falls asleep. While he is asleep, he dreams about his family spending happy moments together. Then we see a few soldiers approach him and take him away. In the next scene we see a Russian army camp where Commander Kuznetsov is briefing their soldiers about their enemy's next move. Then we see a soldier carrying a feeble and helpless little kid who is none other than Sergei himself. This means that the soldiers who carried Sergei belong to the Russian army. When asked by Commander Kuznetsov, the little boy introduces himself. This scene is a bit funny when Commander Kuznetsov laughs when the kid shakes his hand with the commander and asks to introduce himself too. Then the commander asks him about his family. He tells the commander whatsoever told by his aunt and starts crying. All the soldiers console that little darling and offer water and food to him. In the next scene, we see a nurse named Katya dressing Sergei's wounds, and is fascinated by his personality too. The kid insists on drawing a military tank on his stomach, because he wants to be a soldier when he grows up. Even the injured soldiers start talking to the kid, and feel amused due to his innocence. Sergei is fascinated with the commander's gun and his badges. The commander lets him play with his service pistol after taking the bullets out. Sergei also shows him the tank drawn on his stomach. When the commander comes out after meeting Sergei, he meets the nurse Katya, who insists on letting the boy stay with the battalion. The commander wants to send Sergei to an orphanage as it is very risky to keep Sergei with them. Now the soldiers also start to spend all their free time with Sergei. It's clearly visible now that everyone is enjoying Sergei's company. Next day, a soldier goes to the commander and requests him to let the boy stay with the battalion. However, the commander is determined about sending the boy to the orphanage, ideally for his own safety. Then we see the Germans have attacked on their fleet, but Commander Kuznetsov and his battalion fights bravely and gets victory. Now, the time has come for Sergei to shift to an orphanage. The commander somehow with a heavy heart informs the kid about his departure and gives him a wooden pistol as a souvenir. The boy in turn hugs the commander as a last bid adieu. The commander, who was somehow controlling his emotions, melts in his embrace, and changes his mind. He asks Sergei to stay with the soldiers as his son. Sergei agrees on the commander's proposal, and that's why the commander tears that orphanage paper. Now all the soldiers are extremely happy after hearing this news. That night, the soldiers prepared a uniform for that little kid. Next morning the commander wakes Sergei up and gives him the uniform. He wears that uniform and shows it off to everyone. The others start calling him their little soldier boy. Just then we see that the Germans have launched an air attack on their battalion. The soldiers quickly take Sergei to a safe place and fight the others. The number of injured soldiers is increasing rapidly because of that attack. Sergei desires to make himself utilized in this crucial condition, so he enters a camp and brings water to the injured soldiers. One of the soldiers asks him to read a letter sent by his family because he has a bandage over his eyes and is unable to read. The little boy wants to help, but doesn't know how to read. He takes the letter and starts making up a story, claiming that the soldier's family is missing him and his cow is giving more milk now. When the soldier claims that he doesn't even possess a cow, the others ask him to go along with the story and keep listening to what he is telling. He reads out everyone else's letters in the same manner and cheers them up. That makes the atmosphere pleasant. In the following scene, we see Katya and the commander talking. These two are in love with each other but hesitate to confess their feelings. After a while we see Sergei shaving himself and seeing that a few soldiers start teasing him. Later, Sergei tells the commander that now he is also a soldier and part of the battalion. However, while trolling with the commander, the boy sees one of the soldiers' stations destroyed from the attack. The commander teaches him to take his hat off to pay respect to the martyr soldier. The following day, he insists the commander give him a mission and is offered a task to distribute the letters among the soldiers. He roams around the base and finishes this task efficiently, and even makes the soldiers dance for him. In the next scene, we see that Sergei has arrived a little far from the base with his binoculars. He sees someone's leg moving from inside a haystack. He rushes back to the base and informs the soldiers about his findings. The soldiers are unconvinced, however, they decide to go with the boy. When they reach near, they see two German spies hiding underneath the haystack. The soldiers arrest those spies, and the kid is appreciated for his intelligence. That night, the commander shows Sergei the legal papers for his adoption. He is now, officially, the kid's father. Sergei knows of the commander's feelings for Katya, so, as a token of thanks, he takes him to confess to her. But there they watch her talking to another man, and assume she is interested in someone else, and they depart from there. The base is attacked by the Germans once again. Sergei also starts helping the soldiers by supplying ammunition to the soldiers in the front line, but the soldiers there command him to go back to a shed because they are worried about his safety. When he comes to the shed, he sees the commander and others panicking because the phone's connection with the colonel is lost. The commander orders a soldier to repair the broken wires. Without telling anyone, Sergei starts following that soldier. After a while, Sergei sees that the soldier is severely injured by the Germans' attack. He asks the dying soldier to guide him to fix the wires, and manages to repair the damaged wiring. The connection gets recovered and, once again, Sergei proves himself as a true and brave soldier. One day Sergei goes to Katya and asks her to help the commander, who is unable to eat anything. Katya rushes to the commander's camp, and after reaching there she comes to know that it's just a trick played by Sergei. Actually, Sergei does so as he wants both of them to come closer and confess to each other. The commander, finally, confesses his love for her and asks her to be Sergei's mother. Katya is about to reveal her feelings, but before she can say anything, a soldier approaches them and gives the commander a letter, mentioning they have been ordered to be dispatched from the base. The next day, all the soldiers are leaving for their new base along with Sergei. However, on their way, they come across a minefield that blows off some of their vehicles. The commander is injured, however one of the soldiers who Sergei was close with, has lost his life in the explosion. He cries and hugs the commander. They carry the injured soldiers with them and continue their journey to their new base. In their new base, the commander is in a meeting with his leader, the general. Just then Sergei arrives there and asks the commander to assign any task to him. The commander gives him a task to write down names of the soldiers who are short of their supplies. Seeing that, the general also gets impressed by the kid's attitude. He congratulates the commander for having such a smart son. The following day, their division is awarded a guards banner including the boy. When the general gives him his badge, he promises to sacrifice all his life for the mother country. Unfortunately, one night, their new base is also bombarded by the Germans and the commander is trapped under the ruins. Sergei cries for his father and starts searching for him. He calls the other soldiers for help, who finally bring the commander out. The next day, Sergei meets the injured commander. His hands were also hurt while trying to save the commander. After seeing the commander in such a condition, he starts crying. Then the commander pacifies him, saying that men don't cry. In the end, we see the entire battalion moving to another base. Now the little soldier is an integral part of the team and, wherever they go, he is with them. He took part in the Stalingrad battle and also reached Poland with the soldiers. This is a real story of the world's youngest soldier and his bravery. For more such interesting videos, please aim your rifle on the subscribe button and shoot. Trigger on the notification, and hit the like button. This small input of yours really means a lot to us. Any kind of feedback and suggestions are always welcomed in the comment section. Thanks a ton for your valuable time. See you soon in the next video. Bye.